Hello and welcome to the Pro Laugh Podcast. I'm comedian Michael Halcomb and I'm here with Brandon Latak. Brandon, how's it?
Good. How you doing?
I'm all right. In this episode, we got a lot coming up for you. We are going to talk about some performing. We're going to talk about the importance of stage presence in comedy. We're going to work on some jokes, do some current events, and take a crazy question. So stay tuned.
It's the Pro Laugh Podcast.
It's pro-life, a movement and a podcast. It's pro-life.
All right, Brandon, how's it going, man? What's been going on with you?
Good. I had a great 4th of July. It was great seeing you.
Yeah,
That was a good
cool
time.
meeting in person. Yeah.
What's that? In person? Yeah. Great pizza.
It's just literally the worst pizza I think I've ever eaten. Sorry, DiMaggio's in Covert, Michigan. It was a terrible dining experience. Yeah. Anyways, it was good meeting you in person.
Came out like charcoal. And then she goes, yeah, it might be a little overdone.
It's like they cooked that pizza on the grill, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
For 8 hours. They slow cooked it.
Man, so let's see. You been performing at all? I mean, was the holidays slowed you down a little bit, I assume?
Yeah, yep. I was over in Michigan visiting family, but I've got 3 open mics coming up this week. How about you?
Nice. Yeah, I was supposed to have a show Thursday. That got canceled, unfortunately. But I'm gonna do a mic Wednesday, I believe. So
Oh,
I've
nice.
been working on some about 2.5 minutes of opening local material. Some of that I've shared on earlier podcasts here, but yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting back on the mic. It's been a little too long, but got a few shows booked out for the next several months. I have one coming up at the end of this month. I've talked about that. In Kentucky, I've got a couple in South Carolina and also North Carolina. So, and then I've heard back from a booker about a potential show in Georgia at some point soon. So,
Oh, nice.
We'll see. He said he'd love to have me on, so he's just got to get the calendar nailed down. So that sounds like it's going to happen.
You do a good job of adding some local jokes wherever you go, it seems like.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I really work hard at that. I think it's important right off the jump for me, and this isn't everybody, but for me, right off the jump, I try to show that I know something about the area, like appreciate the opportunity to be there enough to have looked into the area, right?
Mhm.
And so that's one thing. And the other thing is just to be sort of self-deprecating right out of the gate so that people know that if I can laugh at myself and they can laugh at me, then we can laugh together at whatever,
Yeah.
So,
And it doesn't even really have to be the whole set, does it? Just 1 or 2 quick jokes about it. Everyone
Right.
appreciates that, it seems like.
Yeah, exactly. I maybe have gone a little overboard. I probably have about 2 minutes worth of new material, but you're right. 1 or 2 jokes is usually, good enough to do that,
Turned into a roast of the city.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. So we'll see. We'll see if I get booed off or not,
Nice. Cool.
But so, yeah.
So
man.
yeah, one thing I kind of wanted to talk about was the importance of stage presence in stand-up comedy. And then also part of that is being present during the shows as well. Because I think
Right.
that was my biggest challenge. I don't have much acting. All right. We might want to
I
edit
was just adjusting my camera. Go ahead.
Okay. That is a big head. There we go. That's perfect.
That's funny. It's like, dude, look at me, please. Look.
Biggest challenge I had, I think, at first, because I haven't had any stage experience, acting experience. So rather than just yeah, the jokes are funny, but you also have to, on some level, perform them without looking like they're being performed. And then I think the biggest way to do that is know your material, but also don't try to go word for word, because then it
Right.
comes off as rehearsed. What's your thought?
Yeah, I think both of those are really, really good points. My son was complaining today, he's looking at his next year's school schedule a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take this test for something, and he's like, I'm bad at tests. And I actually, like, as an educator, I never give tests. I think
Mm.
they're ridiculous. But when somebody says, like, I'm bad at tests, I don't really buy it. Like, it's like either you know the material or you don't, right? Like, it's not the test's fault. Like,
Yeah.
I'm bad at tests. So, like,
Or
it's the
are you
same
bad
with,
at handling pressure then maybe? Is that?
maybe like, yeah, maybe nerves and things like that. But like, it's the same with comedy, I think. Like, either
Mhm.
you know your material or you don't.
Yeah.
And granted, like a million things can happen when you're up there, on stage. A million things, like things you never would expect, and it can like throw you off. But
And they
at
seem to
some
do
level, you
happen.
have, yeah,
Some
it's gonna happen for sure. At some level, that requires you to just know your material, right?
Mhm.
Like, so I think, yeah, that's a great point. So when you say stage presence, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so everything from, and I didn't do great at this at first too, is I thought once I had the mic in my hand and I was standing there ready to talk, then my stage presence needed to start. But
Mm,
really, it's while you are coming up to the stage until you get off the stage, you're being judged the entire time.
right.
So being that same persona the entire time, not okay, I'm going to walk up like I usually do and then I'm going to turn it on when I'm up there and I have the mic. People can kind of see like, oh, this is an act a little bit type thing.
Right.
So yeah, so going up there, but then also being yourself, but you're almost a exaggerated part of yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So if something would kind of annoy you, it's sometimes to be really funny, it has to piss you off,
Right.
you know?
Right. Yeah, you have to like level it up, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. So I agree that whatever the persona is on stage, it should at some level, to some degree, be just an extension of who you really are,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise, you're gonna get, pigeonholed as a character, and that's what you're gonna have to be. One of the things that, like, some acts that work, dude, like Carrot Top,
Hmm.
like, like that's he's pigeonholed as that, or like Penn and Teller, right? Like they are that, like
Right. A team.
nobody's ever really heard Teller speak. I mean, that's an interesting thing, right? This dude has made an entire entertainment and celebrity career off of not never saying a word.
I mean, words per minute, he is crushing as far
Yeah,
as like
right,
revenue per word. I mean, he's doing
right.
pretty well.
So I mean, that's kind of fascinating. So they're like stuck in that persona, and they have to like dial into that. Like when they get their uniform on, their costume, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot easier to just go up on stage and be who you are and not have to think about that, and never, not worry about stepping out of character, so to speak.
I wonder that with like Larry the Cable Guy. So I think he is that a little bit, but obviously he's an exaggerated part of that. When somebody sees him at the airport, is he that exaggerated part to them, or is he, the normal
Right, right,
person?
right. Yeah. Somebody who seems to like do this really well, I think, is like Jeff Foxworthy, who,
Mm,
he seems the same on stage as off. I don't know, Nate Bargatze seems to come across the same way pretty consistently as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting thing. Stage presence, like, that's, yeah, everything from like how you're dressed, I mean, that's another thing we could talk about. Maybe we could talk about it here or in another episode, but should you dress the same consistently? And my opinion on that is, yeah, probably, right? One of the things I realize I haven't done like on this podcast that would mismatch with my comedy is I don't dress the same on this podcast as I do on stage. I have an outfit that I, wear on stage every time. And I think it's good. If you pay attention, you'll notice that most comedians are doing that sort of thing. Now, the ones who have sort of broken out and gone like huge, they don't have to do it as much anymore. A lot of comedians, they do, it's part of the brand.
so next time, next week, I'd like to see in jorts.
Yeah, right. On this podcast, I've consistently like worn a backwards hat most of the
Yep.
time. You're always in a sweatshirt of some color.
Yep.
So yours has been pretty consistent, but what I have here does not match with what I tend to wear on stage.
And I tell a nipples joke as like a self-deprecating joke. So I'm usually rocking a very thin sweatshirt. So they pop.
Persona stage presence is huge. I don't know. I want to give off like a warm vibe when I'm up there, right? Like I want people to have fun and like that it feels approachable. Like, if I talk to you, I'm not just going to like skewer you
Hmm.
or be nasty to you, just kind of a nice warm stage presence, likable, really.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I found that was actually, it was easier to be present and in the moment is personal jokes, like things that actually have happened because they're pretty much burned in your memory anyway. So let's say a
Right.
dish does drop or a drink does drop. It's easier to come back to it and remember it. And it's also easier to portray the emotion that you're feeling because it actually happened. So,
Right.
you just show what that emotion was, maybe dial it up a little bit, but I found it's a lot easier, to do that.
Yeah, that's a great point. Use the phrase like just being present. This is one of the things, dude, that I've been a part of so many open mics, like shows as well, where people just get hammered before they go out. And
Mm-hmm.
dude, I don't know. I think it's so unprofessional first, but I think it probably numbs their nerves, calms them down,
Mm-hmm.
or gets them hyped. I don't know. But I think, being intoxicated is super unprofessional and has a way of preventing you from being your authentic self because you're on something. Therefore, has a way of preventing you from connecting in a more authentic way. Like, so I don't know. That's my own opinion. I tend to get annoyed when I see that sort of thing, but that's a very real thing, dude. Once you're out in, like the comedy scene, that stuff's everywhere.
Yeah. I wondered too if like crowd work side of things or if you've got to be a little nimble. Is it challenging if you're a little sauced up and then you got to switch gears or something to even think about it?
Yeah,
But,
I've never been drunk or high, so I don't even know what that's like.
mm,
But I've seen the effects of that on other people, and so I sort of reason from that standpoint. But like, I can't tell you the number of times I've seen comedians get smoked out before they go on stage, and then when they're up there, they're like, "Oh, what was I gonna say next?
mm,
What was next? What do you guys want to talk about?" Like, I don't know, just like they just lose control of like what's going on there and sort of space out. They're
yeah.
not present.
Yeah.
So my advice is just like stay as sober as possible so you can be sharp, when
I
you're out
wonder
there
if it could be
slanging
almost
jokes.
an anxiety thing too, just to kind of curve the edge a little bit of being anxious.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, but I talk about that like, and I've mentioned it here, like you got to reframe that. Like it's
Hmm.
not really, it's not anxiety, it's just adrenaline. Like, and you got to just channel the adrenaline the appropriate way and to the appropriate end. The adrenaline's a good thing,
Yeah.
like it makes you realize you're excited about what's happening, and it's good to take that adrenaline out on the stage if that fits your persona.
It's almost like test taking a little bit too. If you're nervous about test taking, then
Right.
just kind of rethink about what that feeling actually is.
Yeah, reframe it,
Yeah.
rechannel it.
Yeah.
So you got 3 mics coming up this week, and you working on anything new?
I am, yeah. So this is actually, this is a true one. My college roommate would steal all my stuff. I found out he was using my shampoo. So to get back at him, I started peeing in the bottle. This went on for weeks. Our hair smelled horrible. I turned Pantene Pro V into Pantene Pro P.
All right. So that last line is a tag, right? The original punch is "Our hair smelled horrible."
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
original punch. Yeah.
that's a good punch. It's a great surprise. Just the word "our."
Yeah. Like you assume like it was going to be something about that guy getting pissed, but
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Yes.
almost like a kamikaze. Like
Yes.
we're both going down.
Yeah, so all right, so here's the thing. I'm a huge fan of having the keyword very last. So in this, it's a funny joke. You say
Yeah.
our hair smelled horrible, but I would like to have the our or us, the very last word. So
I
like
was
Bill.
I'm glad you bring that up because that's what I was trying to think of how How do we put us or R at the end on this?
Yes. So how could we? This went on for weeks. Our hair smelled horrible. How could we move the hour to the end and still keep it funny and maybe make it a little funnier? This went on for weeks. It smelled horrible on us. Yeah. That'd be one way to do it. So to get back at him, I started peeing in the bottle. This went on for weeks. Our hair smelled horrible. Man. This one might take a little finagling. This went
Yeah.
on weeks.
And I was thinking about I turned Pantene Pro V into Pantene Pro P right after. So to get back at him, I started peeing in the bottle. The problem is I wanted our hair smelled horrible to hit hardest because that's a funnier part. And I
Yeah.
thought if you put that other joke in front of it, it knocks down the other joke a notch, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So this is good. So we've got like thinking of like tags too.
Yeah.
Or like other things that we could add to this. Like even after you say like our hair smelled horrible, you could do something about now he's using my conditioner or like like he was also using it as body wash. So like what are other things that like what yeah, so what if he ends up liking this?
Oh yeah, he kept using it.
Yeah, he like he like just keeps using it and then it runs out and he's like, "Hey dude, could you get some more shampoo?" Something like that. Um
And I make my own brand of shampoo called Golden Shower.
yeah, so I think moving that to the end, this went on for weeks.
I would like one or two more tags on this because I'm giving him a decent amount of info on the front end. So I'd like to pay it back to him on the back end, you know,
Right.
with some more laughs.
Yes. Huh.
So, and
What
I
about
think
what about you don't even want to hear what I did to my mouthwash? I don't know, something like that.
sure.
You know, he's using. I think that's like the lowest hanging fruit that you sabotage other things that he's using as well.
Yeah. Conditioner.
Yeah, conditioner.
And you can just say it look like conditioner
Yeah, mouthwash, toothpaste, all that.
or something crazy that he was also using, you know?
Like what?
Yeah. I can't think. I'm an idiot. So I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'll have to think about it.
But what if this happened? Like you're like like what if in the end you notice over the next couple of weeks that like his hair starts looking really nice. It actually like it starts benefiting him or
It
like
gets shiny and like,
yeah,
oh,
like his dandruff is gone. Like, you know, his hair is like now extra thick. It's kind of got like a Rogaine quality to it. Yeah, so those are other angles that I'm thinking of. The Pantene Pro V, I don't know, I'm not crazy about that to Pro P. It's a little, I don't know.
gimmicky.
Yeah, Pantene Pro V. I turned Pantene Pro V into Pantene Pro P. I wonder if there are other funnier name like word plays that you could do. Yeah, what are some other shampoo brands?
Suave, Dial.
Suave is a fun word. If you could work that in somehow, just on its own, it's a fun word. Like,
Well, Suave is like, that's the shampoo that's like 99 cents for 5 gallons.
this went on for weeks. Our hair smelled horrible. I don't know. Maybe you got to leave that as it is. Our hair stunk. This went on for weeks. Our hair stunk. I think you got to just shorten it if you're going to leave the our hair there at the front. Our hair stunk, but you know, he does look suave or something. Yeah, mate would steal all my stuff. I found out he was using my shampoo. So let's just like shorten the joke.
Sure.
My college roommate used to steal all my stuff, like shampoo, like my shampoo. To get back at him, I peed in a bottle. I peed in the bottle. It pissed might be. I pissed in the bottle. This went on for weeks. Our hair stunk. That's a funny joke. So let's see. What's the word count on that? If we do that, we get the word count. Do you know? Do you know how we're looking at this Google Doc?
I Google word counter.
Usually you can just see it in the doc, but anyways, there we go. It's Control Shift C.
34.
34. So
But that's with his hair looks nice. So 30.
so without Control Shift C.
It'd be 30 then.
We got 30 words. That's not bad. My college roommate used to steal my stuff. You're not going to say all my stuff. There's 29. My college roommate used to steal my stuff, like my shampoo. To get back at him, I pissed in the bottle. This one
And I'm going to get a small laugh, most likely, at the I pissed in the bottle.
To get back at him, I pissed in the bottle. This went on for weeks. Our hair stunk. Yeah, dude, I think that's a great joke. So if you do get the laugh there to get back at him, I pissed in the bottle. Then boom, you got a really short joke there. That's only 21 words, which is really optimal, less than 22. And then you got the next one. This went on for weeks. Our hair stunk, which is only 8 words, right? Which is super good. And then, this went on for weeks. Our hair stunk. I love that. That's a great punchline, dude. That's a really good punchline. Kudos
So
to
that'll
you.
end up, that'll be like a 25-second joke. If I get just 3 laughs out of that, then that's 6 laughs per minute about. So that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, this went on for weeks. Our hair stunk.
I feel like there's probably, like, I like the mouthwash or conditioner too, like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about how it's actually ended up being a positive, like backfired, ended up being a positive.
Yeah, so what about he like uses your mouthwash and he's got like great breath. Like makes his teeth whiter. He's got great breath. Yeah, that's something there. This went on for weeks. Our hair stunk. I'm wondering about, do you get yourself back there? Because with the hour, our hair stunk. Yeah, I think that's good. Do something with the mouthwash.
Yeah. Yeah, because that would be the most disgusting, even more than conditioner. Conditioner is almost the same joke. So mouthwash should be heightening that even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even to play it safe. Not even like that he is doing it, but I'm just like, I'm drinking piss mouthwash. I'm using piss mouthwash just in case he uses my mouthwash too.
Yeah, you can do that. You can be like, I also pissed in the mouthwash bottle, right? Not that he was using it, but
Yeah, I don't know if he was using it.
I still don't know if he was using it. It's funny. Still, yeah, I pissed in the mouthwash bottle too. I don't know if he used it.
Yeah, because that would be that would be insane to do. That'd be so funny. All right, so do you have a joke?
Yeah, dude, those are good. I think you'll let me know how those go. I think those are
Okay,
funny.
thanks. I'm gonna on Wednesdays my next open mic, so I'm gonna try them out there.
Right on.
Yeah.
So this one is one I've like just started working on. People always talk about the cost of living in Hawaii, but here at the local Walmart or North Carolina Walmart, whatever, it's more like the cost of dying. Actually, it's a chance of dying, which is 100%. So I'm just trying to like every time I mention to somebody that I'm from Hawaii,
Yeah.
like, oh, the cost of living, the cost of living there. That's how it always is, right? And so like I want to come back. I want to make this joke relevant to anywhere because like anytime, it doesn't matter where I go, right? And I tell people I've been living in Hawaii. The comment is, ooh, the cost of living there is crazy, Man, the cost of living there is so high. And I want to have like some funny comeback or retort to that. It's like, well, the cost of living there is high, but the cost of dying here is, then I change it to, well, the chance of dying, which is 100%. So I don't know quite how to word this. Like I'm wrestling with it a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think about, I'm sure you've seen the People of Walmart, right? That website.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's predominantly people from down south on that. I'm just joking. But I like, what about something like, I wondered where the people from People of Walmart were from. And then it's, they're from the Asheville Walmart, almost like.
Right.
Like that's where you find those crazy people.
That's interesting.
And also, what are the reasons that, because I'm sure we could come up with some funny stuff here. What are the reasons that there would be 100% chance of dying?
Yeah, it's ghetto. And it could be a Walmart anywhere. It doesn't even have to be a Walmart. Like, I just want a comeback that says, like, it'd be cool to have it malleable so that I could use it anywhere,
Right.
right? You
But
know,
Walmart's good because I think Walmart has like a certain stereotype almost everywhere.
right,
Like,
right, kind of like my people, trailer park people, right?
right.
That's where I'm at. I'm kind of stuck on this. Like, cost of living is the operative phrase
Yeah.
versus cost of dying or chance of dying. And you could maybe go cost of living, chance of dying, but cost of living, cost of dying is a nice parallelism.
Yeah, right. I think chance of dying, you almost lose that if you don't have cost of dying in there.
Right. So, yeah, I don't know. So this is where I'm stuck, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what my next move is here. People always talk about the cost of living in Hawaii, but
So that's the thing that ticks you off.
yeah, it's aggravating. Like,
Aggravating. Yeah.
that's what everybody says, right? The cost of living in Hawaii. Well, what if, can I say, well, it's true? Like, going anywhere on the mainland, it's all about the cost of dying. Going to a Walmart on the mainland is about the cost of dying. Or, yeah, I used to be concerned about the cost of living in Hawaii. I go anywhere on the mainland, like Walmart, it's the cost of dying.
I maybe wouldn't use mainland because that's a Hawaii term.
What do you guys say?
The United States.
But Hawaii is the United States.
Then we call it Hawaii.
Man, okay, yeah, everybody in Hawaii says mainland.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's another thing to think about. But yeah, wrestling with this guy on this one, man. People always talk about the cost of living in Hawaii. Boom, what's next? I get tired of hearing people in the US talk about the cost of living in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So that's
What are things that are expensive on the mainland that are
I don't know. I mean, in comparison to Hawaii, not much.
okay?
I get tired of people in the US asking about, I could just say other states. I get tired of people in other states asking about the cost of living in Hawaii.
Or I think if you're in the continental US, they're all going to assume you're talking about the continental US. So you won't even have to bring up on the mainland or in other states. They're going to assume you're talking about that.
Right.
But here,
I get tired of people asking about the cost of living in Hawaii.
how about this? What about like, have you gone to the Asheville Walmart? You go in for eggs and you come back having to like pay for 4 new wheels or something. Like your car just got like curbed or whatever that is put on blocks. Or you got to pay for a new window or
Dude, that's good. So that, like, we'll just say Asheville, right? The Asheville Walmart isn't exactly cheap.
yeah.
You go in for eggs and come out with 4 tires missing.
Yeah.
You go in for eggs, come out, 4 tires are missing. Yeah, that's good. So I get tired of people commenting about the cost of living in Hawaii. The Asheville Walmart isn't exactly cheap. You go in for eggs, come out with 4 tires missing. Yeah, that's not bad. I think that's an interesting. And then I could do the tag. Oh, it didn't do anything with cost of dying in Asheville. I wanted to do that tag where it's like, cost of dying versus chance. Actually, it's the chance of dying, which is 100%.
Sure.
Go in for eggs and come out with 4 tires missing.
And while you're checking your car out, you'll probably get shanked or something like that. And that's like, so what's the cost of dying? Yeah.
Yes. So I'm more concerned about the cost of dying. Scratch that. The chance of, which is 100%. There we go. That might work. That's something to work with. I get tired of people commenting about the cost of living in Hawaii. Look, the Asheville Walmart isn't exactly cheap. You go in for eggs and come out with 4 tires missing. So I'm more concerned about the cost of dying. Scratch that. The chance of dying, which is 100%.
I wonder
go
ahead. Sir. You have a Kia. You just got a Kia.
Yeah.
Like Kia boys. could your car be stolen half the time because of damn Kia boys? Have you heard of the Kia boys?
I haven't heard of the Kia boys.
Oh, well, we've had some stuff go down in mainland United States.
Okay.
So, yeah. So they had this fob, I think. and they were able to get into a ton of Kias and then just steal them.
Wow. Okay, I have
Yeah.
to look into that.
Yeah.
Kia boys. All right, that's funny. Right on. So,
Cool.
yeah. Well, what's been going on in the world today, man?
Okay. So in Australia, snake ended up getting on a passenger plane. So
Dude, that was my favorite thing about Hawaii, dude. No snakes.
really,
So,
there's no snakes in Hawaii?
no snakes anywhere. Yeah.
Did there used to be snakes in Hawaii or
I don't think so.
no?
I've
Okay.
never known of snakes in Hawaii. So when you're hiking, dude, no worries. It's great.
What would you have to worry about hiking?
Just a flash flood, basically. That's it. But
Really? Okay. So like there weren't any lizards you had to worry about or things
falling
like that?
rocks, that's another thing. But
Okay, that's a thing.
yeah.
For some reason, like animals scare me more than rocks, but I bet rocks are actually more dangerous than animals.
Right. I mean, yeah, they are. We certainly, my wife has seen people come into the hospital that have had huge rocks fall on them. And
Really?
yeah, it's not turned out well. Falling off cliffs, that's another thing. But anyways, dude, back to the snake thing. I got us totally detoured there.
Yeah. So I feel like any crazy animal story, it's either Florida or Australia.
So this happened in Australia.
This happened in Australia. Yeah. And the guy
So-
said, oh, go ahead.
No, so a snake was found on a plane, passenger plane in Australia.
Yeah. So it was in the storage area when it was found. And the guy said that he had one chance to catch it. If he didn't catch it, everyone would have to deplane because that means it got up and he didn't know what kind of snake it was. So it would have got up inside the plane. So they would have been tearing apart an airplane trying to get the snake.
So when the pilot announced that there was a snake on the flight, would one passenger say, "Who let Kamala Harris on here?" um,
Come on.
did the snake belong to a certain passenger named Samuel L. Jackson? Like that's immediately what comes to mind for me.
What? I'm an idiot. What's that? What's Samuel
he
L.
did that
Jackson?
movie Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Like, yeah, dude, I'm curious, like, what the pilot said. You know, what did he tell the passengers when this happened?
Yeah. I'm deathly afraid of snakes.
Yeah, dude, I hate
I
snakes.
can't handle
I
Do
used
you?
to catch them when I was a kid, dude. Put them in shoe boxes and stuff. That's wild to think about. But used to catch snakes a lot. Had like shoe boxes full of snakes, bro.
And what happened? What flipped? Where you're like,
I don't know. I remember one time I was with my cousins. I had a shoebox full of snakes. I had caught these in the inner city Cincinnati.
okay.
And we were driving from Cincinnati about an hour into Kentucky to my grandma's house. And I had these snakes, dude, that I had caught, probably a dozen in a shoebox. And my uncle was driving this Bronco, dude. He hits a bump or a pothole or something. I dropped the shoebox, dude. The snakes scatter all through the truck, dude. Yes, 100% true. 100% true. And we never found him. We never saw him again. Yeah. Yeah.
What'd your uncle say? Was he had to be pissed?
Yeah, he was furious. He was furious. I don't remember exactly what. I think I've blocked it out, dude. But literally, snakes, a dozen or so snakes, just scattered through his truck.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine what those snakes were thinking? Like 12 of them thrown in one box. Like, what on earth's going on?
dude, they were in there for about an hour. I mean, we were like less than a minute from my grandma's house too when he hit
Yeah.
this bump. So
Did he just leave the doors open when?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember anything after that. I like seriously think I've blocked it out. But
That is crazy.
what does the pilot say in this situation, dude? Like, okay, folks, I need you to relax. The snake is a member of our frequent flyer program. Like, what did he tell the passengers? Do you know?
No, I didn't. Do you think he told the passenger, like actually told them, or do you think he said, all right, there's gonna be a slight delay?
So this was on the ground, like before
This
they
was
took
on the
off.
ground. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he didn't tell him then. I mean, could you imagine he comes on, he's like, we're now cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet, and oh my God, there's a snake up here. It'd be hilarious.
Plane swerves around.
Yeah. It was like a sudden drop
Yeah.
in the plane. That's funny, dude. Out
Yeah.
of Australia. Of course, Australia. Yeah.
Out of Australia.
It's good stuff, man.
So I don't know if we talked about this, but already, like, few episodes back, but maybe we did. I'm obsessed with this a little bit right now. So space travel, the commercial space travel
Yeah.
cost. Guess how much it costs to go up? The
Half
one
a-
where it's like, Katy Perry, the astronaut, she went up on it.
Right, right. And like I said, it's a shame they didn't leave her there. But,
Yeah.
yeah, 500 grand?
No, 20 to 35 million.
Wow, dude. What a waste. Jeez. So if you pay 20 to 35 million dollars, you can go up into space?
Do you think like the 20 million is like, I don't know, like in 1985 Kia or something with
Yeah.
400,000 miles on it, and then
A 10-year, 10,000-mile warranty?
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
things out of warranty.
It's like, how do you sign up for this? It's like, what could possibly go wrong.com? Like, this is just absolutely nuts, dude.
Yeah.
And then, like, where do you go? Like, where does it take you?
You go to the edge of space and then you come back down.
That's basically what Katy Perry and them did. Like,
Yeah.
you don't do like a 6 hour, I don't know, or a 6 day. I don't know how long it takes to get to the space station, but it'd kind of be funny if like you signed up for like one of these tours and you get up to the International Space Station, you get into like the little station there, and then as soon as you get in, like you're in your suit, you got to sit through like a 90-minute timeshare presentation.
Oh my gosh. They got you. You got a captive audience too. They're not going anywhere.
Man, the space of like, and imagine them like running like sales, right? Like, BOGO, right? You buy one ticket to Mars, you get one to Uranus. It's like, what a sale.
There's one that mentioned a Russian one. I think the 20 to 35 millions for this Russian one, but you spend 6 days orbiting the Earth aboard the International Space Station. So that's kind of cool.
That's crazy. And meanwhile, the Russians are like torturing you interrogating you the entire time, right?
Oh, that'd be crazy. Yeah.
Golly.
But that might be something like if I had no family or something and no one depended on me, then that would be easier to do. And if I had $25 million,
right,
that would be easier to do.
I love skydiving, but I'm not interested in going to space. No thanks.
How many times have you skydived?
It triggered my vertigo, so no, I'm out.
Did you ever skydive?
Yeah, dude, I skydived. I went up to 15,000 feet, walked right up to the edge of the plane, and just jumped right out, dude. No hesitation whatsoever. No nerves. No nerves.
Back, no parachute.
I had a parachute. I had a tandem
Did you have
jumper.
a dive buddy?
Yeah, the tandem jumper was like on my attached to me, but I literally felt zero nerves doing that. Like literally just walked right up and jumped right out of the plane at 15,000.
Did you have zero nerves because it almost felt not real or like surreal?
I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. My wife was like, dude, something's wrong with you. If you didn't get nervous at all, stepping up to that door, like something's wrong with you.
Do you get nervous going on stage at all?
Again, I don't think it's nervous. It's just adrenaline. I get
adrenaline jumping.
Yeah, dude, I can even before I preach like a sermon in church, dude, I'll get like that adrenaline rush. It's not nerves. It's just like, yeah, dude, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to do this. Like, let's go. So
that's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
How many times have you
teaching classes, dude? I'm a professor. Like, I get pumped up to go in and teach a class, dude. Like, that's fun to me. It isn't nerves. Like, it's just adrenaline.
How many times have you skydived?
Once.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It was sick. It was over the island of Oahu, and so you're just surrounded by ocean and that island. You're above that island, but it's surrounded by ocean. So you're something goes wrong, dude. You're falling either in the ocean or you're gonna hit land pretty hard. But it was cool.
Is your jump buddy, is that the one that is doing the steering with the parachute? Or
largely, yeah. He kind of tells you what to do,
Okay.
It's pretty sick.
And you have a main parachute and then a backup?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool.
So it's a pretty cool experience.
I know you used to play soccer, but the U.S. lost to Mexico in the Gold Cup final. Did you watch that? Watch any highlights?
I did not watch it, but I would just hearing that, like, this seems like the worst time ever for the U.S. to be losing anything to Mexico. Given everything that's going on, this does not seem like a time the U.S. wants to lose to Mexico. So, yeah.
You know what we should do? I think if you want to immigrate here, cool. But you have to promise if you're going to be on the soccer, like the U.S. soccer, or if you're going to play soccer, please be on the U.S. soccer team so we can get good. Please. For the love of God.
Man. So this game, I mean, the gold, what'd you call it? The Gold Cup finals?
Gold Cup finals. Yeah. So I think it's for, it's like for the Americas, CONCACAF. I think that might be North America. Yeah. But it was like kind of the last big tournament until the World Cup.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like it's like a historic game because it marks the first time in history that Americans ever heard about the Gold Cup finals.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's crazy. It was in Houston. I would say it looked like it was 75% Mexican fans.
Dude, could you imagine? I mean, like being on the Mexican team, like out there playing, you have to like, you not only have like the pressure of the game, but you're worried about ice coming out like at any minute and like interrupting the game.
That's what they should have done.
Right, dude.
You know, like, take a few people off the field.
So this is like pre-game footage, I imagine, like, you know, showed the US team like arriving in some private luxury bus while Team Mexico, like all 12 players hop out of the back of a pickup. That's how it was where I grew up, dude. Like,
Was it?
totally how it was in my hometown. Like you could fit so many Mexicans in the back of the pickup truck, dude, like to go out and work in the tobacco field. So, anyways, that's funny to me. Like, and I bet the players, dude, like were confused when they heard Trump shouting from the stands, "Build a wall! Build a wall!"
Yeah.
During a free kick.
They're looking around like, what? Yeah. But the U.S. looked pretty outmatched, though, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the possession was quite a bit in the favor of Mexico.
You watched the game?
Yeah, I did watch a game. They had more shot chance. They probably had like Mexico had 8 corner kicks.
Okay.
So
right.
Yeah, the field was certainly tilted, but the U.S. seems to do a pretty good job of not giving up many like grade A chances. So
okay.
Yeah.
When the game was over, did the Mexican team run into the tunnel?
Did they? Oh, to get out of there? They're like, we're going.
You know how those like have all those tunnels under the border or whatever? Like their tunnel leads right back to Mexico.
The express lane.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear that, dude, that the US was outmatched.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, well, it's not surprising at all. Do you think soccer's ever really going to catch on here? I mean,
I don't know. It's crazy because I feel like our generation, every kid played soccer in the US.
Right.
Like when we're kids.
Yeah.
I just wonder, I don't know, it's such a big country and I feel like there should be 11 damn humans that can beat Turks and Caicos, you know? Like I feel like we should do it.
Yeah.
What do you think the biggest issue is?
Dude, I heard last week about I can't remember exactly what team it was, but it was the U15 under 15 boys team that beat the pro women's team for Slovenia or something like that, Serbia.
Okay.
Like, so a U15 boys team beat the pro team for a country. It was like a female pro team.
Okay.
And
I can kind of see that. Well, like, because Mexico had a 16-year-old out there playing.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, like, crazy. Wow. He looked like a kid, but he's good, too. Just nuts.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to catch on. I played all the way from like before like first grade, for kindergarten, like preschool age. I was playing soccer through college.
Yeah.
You know, and I just don't know, dude. I don't know if it's going to catch on like NFL or NBA. Like, I'm not sure.
The other thing is I
Something's
think
got
our
to change. It's not exciting enough, dude. I feel the same way about baseball, golf, tennis. Like they're just not exciting enough, dude.
yeah.
We went to a minor league baseball game a couple weeks ago. It was like cool, like to be there live, but dude, most of the time is you're just sitting there watching 11 dudes stand around.
It's actually better now. Did it have a pitch like a timer for
Yeah, it
pitches?
had a clock. Yeah.
Okay. It's actually gotten a lot better with that. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. After 3 innings, you're like, all right,
Yeah,
I kind of get
exactly.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't know.
wonder, like, now there's money in soccer in the US. So hopefully talent travels with that or follows it. Where like money was in is in basketball, football, hockey, baseball. So do all of our premier athletes go there instead of soccer?
Right, right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
The other thing is, I cannot name one, even though I watched the game, I can't name one like US soccer player. So I'm wondering, are there role models? You know how there's like LeBron
Right.
James? Everyone wants to be LeBron James. Is there
Everybody
somebody
knows
like
like
that?
Ronaldo,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like that.
Like or Messi or David Beckham,
Yeah,
but like beyond that, we don't know really anybody.
right. And the
I've
women's
watched
soccer
all.
team,
Yeah,
like there's so many players. And then I feel like the women's game has developed so well because of that. Like you have role models that like I can do that too.
I've watched all 4 seasons of Welcome to Wrexham. Have you watched that at all?
No.
It's like a documentary that slash reality show that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhaney, from
Oh yeah,
Always
they
Sunny.
bought a team, didn't they?
They bought a team in Wrexham, and now they've like in a matter of 4 seasons, they've like completely turned it around. They've taken it up 3 levels or like 3 leagues,
Yeah.
and I've watched that, and I could like tell you, maybe a couple of the players' names on there. But what you see too is there's constant turnover. So it's like it's hard to. I don't follow any of those European players, but it's like it's hard to keep up with because there's so
Yeah.
much turnover.
I
Yeah.
love like being able to move up a league. And if you don't do well, move down a league.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I find it fascinating. Like the stakes are so high then.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
that.
You should watch that. It's a good show. It's fun.
Cool.
It's really good storytelling as well. Like it's
I bet.
just yeah, they do a good job of, and it really it really captures how the turnaround of the soccer club has like turned the town around.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's really neat. So yeah. Well, what else, man? We got anything else before we end here?
Yeah. So we got one question here. Would you rather, you got to pick one. Would you rather take a trip up to space or take a non-licensed submarine to the Titanic?
Oh my gosh, dude. Is Katy Perry on one of those?
We'll say Katy Perry is off this one.
Okay, then that helps. I would do the opposite. Dude, I guess I'm going to space, dude. A non-licensed submarine. I mean, I've been on a submarine. I've been on like a public one where like people like me could just get on it and go float around down in the bottom of the ocean. They have one of those in Hawaii.
How
which
deep
is
does it
pretty
go?
cool. Huh?
How deep does it go?
I don't know.
Pretty
Maybe
deep.
it goes to the bottom, like of wherever 100 feet. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So pressure is like probably still decent. 100
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't like really affect you. And then I've been on like a military submarine, which is absolutely bonkers. Like those things are wild, dude. And uh I don't know, comparing the like public one to the military one, there's just like really no comparison as far as like I don't know.
Is it like the technology is wild or
The technology, but like the reliability, the sturdiness, right? Like the reliableness really just of the two different submarines. Is not even close. But the public one wasn't built to go like down. But yeah, that whole story of those guys who tried to get in the little tin cans essentially and float down to the bottom of the ocean, that was a crazy story. And
Yeah.
then Joe Biden covered it up. He played dumb for 3 or 4 days. They knew exactly what happened, and then, act like they didn't. So I'm going into space on this one. What about you?
that submarine was also is part of it was made of carbon fiber, which sounds
Right,
sketchy.
right.
I'd say, yeah, if that's unlicensed, the space thing's got to be somewhat licensed. So I would probably say go to space. And I feel like it's a shorter trip, you know,
Right.
like get me up there and get me out of that thing.
Yes, exactly. There just seems like way too much risk to get down to the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic. And like, who cares about the Titanic? Like, we've got enough videos of it and pictures. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm
I
not
saw a
in
whole movie on
on the Titanic.
it. Yeah.
Right. Most of us sat through that torture.
I paused it a few times.
Yeah. It's an interesting question. I mean, it's kind of like either way you're gonna die, right?
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I feel like there's just less of a chance of dying.
That's
Getting
essentially
shot.
what it is. You're voting for like the less chance of death. Yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Cool. Well, I think that wraps it up.
Right on, man. Well, I don't know. I would also maybe ask like, can I get a Groupon for one? Because that might be like the deal breaker for me too. If I can get a deal on one of them.
You know, I was wondering that thing of like, all right, somebody right now, the early adopter is paying 25 million for this.
Right.
Well, let's say it can get commercialized in 10 years and you're paying 100K. Like, how silly do you feel that you just paid 25 million 10 years ago, you know?
Right.
And it probably would be a Groupon at that point.
Thanks for meeting, dude, and thanks to everybody for watching and listening. The Pro Laugh Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our Spotify, and we would really be grateful. Share this around. We're 5 episodes in now, and appreciate anyone who's taken any time at all to watch or listen. So thanks, Brandon, and we're gonna stop there and say we hope that helps.
It's the Pro Laugh Podcast.
It's pro-life, a movement and a podcast. It's pro-life.